Hello BookTube. Today for Tag Tuesday, I'll be doing the I Am a Reader tag. This tag is the creation of Penguin Random House's YouTube channel, and I was kindly tagged by Alan of Big Hard Books and Classics. So thank you, Alan, for the tag. I will leave a link to both Alan's channel and Penguin Random House's channel in the show notes down below. Prompt number 1. Choose one word that describes being a reader. I will echo Alan's choice and select educated, because you have to be educated to know how to read. Prompt number 2. What's the very first book you fell in love with? For me, it's The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by John Sazarka. It's a retelling of the Three Little Pigs from the perspective of the wolf, who really just wanted a cup of sugar. However, the people he asked for that cup of sugar were some ornery pigs, and unfortunately for the wolf, he was suffering from hay fever. And even more so for the pigs, because 2 of them end up getting eaten. Prompt number 3. Hardbacks or paperbacks? I like both. I have a decided preference for paperbacks, but there are certain occasions where I really like having the hardcover, especially if I want the book and I'm not going to wait for the trade paperback to come out the following year. Prompt number 4. Has reading shaped your identity? Probably, but I don't know necessarily if I'm the best person to talk about how it has, or in a way, it's probably a longer discussion and perhaps a more interview style format than just how has reading shaped your identity. Prompt number 5. What book do you read when you need to be comforted? It depends. Usually, it depends what exactly has me down. On what book could possibly kind of comfort me. Usually, I will go consult my cookbooks. I will, if I'm feeling particularly down or upset, I will just go to my cookbook shelves and pull one down and just browse and just think about what I would like to make. And there's another thing going around BookTube called Bookshelf Essentials that I really need to do, although most of mine would probably be my cookbooks, because those are the books that I actually go to more often than anything else. But anyway, prompt number 6. Who taught you to be a reader, or did you do it all on your own? So I'm going to split this question into 2 parts. The first part would be who taught me how to read, and then discuss how I became a reader, or a more passionate reader. So I've been told that I was taught how to read by a babysitter. When I was really young, a toddler, there was, I guess, a neighbor in high school who wanted to be a teacher, and my parents hired her to babysit me. I'm not entirely sure on the circumstances, but she effectively used me as a guinea pig, and while she babysat me, taught me how to read. As far back, I don't remember any of this, so as far as I'm concerned, I've always known how to read. Now, how did I become a reader? Or like a more passionate reader. One where I basically have a collection of, before I finally do my book on haul, at the moment I have like 1,603 books in my collection. Like, how did I get to that point? I think in that case, it's more self-generated. That over time, I gravitated increasingly to reading, and that became my primary outlet for enjoyment and pleasure. Prompt number 6. Describe your dream reading lounge or location. I think it would be a covered porch or veranda or balcony or a sunroom. Because there was, when I was in college, one of the university buildings that was an office complex. It was like a carriage house that had been converted into offices. And on the porch and veranda, I think would be a veranda would be a second story version of a covered porch. Because it was like a 2-story building or two-story house with covered porch, and then like the upper story had a veranda or balcony that had been covered as well. And I would sometimes go and just sit in some chairs on the covered porch and just read for a few hours. And it was also really my advisor, his office was basically off of the second story veranda, and that was a real nice place to read as well. And I've always really kind of gravitated to having that in a dream house. Okay, and finally, prompt number 7. What book changed the way you act or see the world? Oh, I don't think there's any one book that really changed how I sort of thought about the world or saw the world. So that was the I am a reader tag. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourselves tagged. And again, thank you, Alan, for tagging me. Even though I was a bit cagey with some of these answers, this tag was certainly a lot of fun. So anyway, BookTube, thank you. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Hopefully it will be a discussion video about writing, and if not, it'll be something else. So until then, BookTube, thank you. Have a great afternoon, and stay safe.